And we're back. Well, sort of.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. YouTube was a new studio. You got inspired by my rearranging. So
That, and I want everybody to see out the door.
yeah.
That's to protect.
We'll watch for Steve to come up. Because he's gonna want bed.
He can push the door open, believe me.
Oh yeah. How was your vacation?
Good. Both of us experimenting a little bit and life here, making things a little bit different. Vacation was good.
You mean that shit was fruit in it and all that crap? I'm sorry, if I want fruit, I eat fruit salad and don't drink a freaking beer. Sorry.
Wine with fruit. I'm not a wine drinker, believe me.
Purity laws, okay?
I am not a drinker of wine, but it was good. What's happening?
Well, let's see who's already here. Johnny's tells me to wake up. Why the hell would I do that? Jackrabbit, Scott, howdy feller. Your package shows to be out for delivery today. I don't know if it's still coming or not, because I know you're an hour ahead, so I don't know what the deal is with your postal service over there. Convection, Chuck, waiting on Lori. Story was live. And Jim Stroning and Bob Casey. Howdy, fellas.
Yeah, so we both got an itch, and see, I did do this too. This is new, right there. I did do that, like that.
He's got lights.
I've got remote control lights. No, that's the $7 light strip from Amazon.
What was it I read today? Forever 21 is going under, and they're blaming Temu and what's the other?
Well, there's all those
them guys for that.
Yeah, there's so many places to sell crap now. Social media is just full of places to buy junk.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of shoes for $11. What else did I buy recently? About 3 or 4 pairs of pants.
Oh, East Coast made it. Oh yeah, needed Fat Boy pants. Go up a size. Get over the size denial.
Stretchy pants.
Here's Scott. Marvel Hallman goes to space and comes back home again. Yeah, because there's plenty of guys that never came back from getting cigarettes. But they can make it to the moon and back. Figure that one out.
That's right. I was waiting for the SpaceX. They supposed to splash down. Yep,
they already did.
They recovered the capsule. Cool. Isn't that amazing? You know, you send a man, you send a boy to do a man's job. You send Boeing to do SpaceX job.
Yeah, boing, boing.
Boing, boing.
Boing, boing, boing.
Now, did you ever, did I show you I don't know if you saw the X, was it the X-35 or some crazy name they've got for the Boeing space plane? They took a bunch of.
I thought they done pulled the plug on their space program.
Let's see if I can find that.
After the disaster was their Starliner.
Well, they got this. This is a remote operated thing. See if it's a remotely operated aircraft, it's a space. It doesn't need a human. So let's see if I can find the images that were. I'll see if I can. I found a picture of the plane, but I didn't find. I can't remember if it's called the X-35 or something like that. Oh my gosh, it is so windy out there.
It's calmed down a little bit with the wind here.
Oh, here we go. This is the picture. Here, I'm going to share it with you. This is the ultimate in imagery from an aircraft. If your drone shows this image, it's too high. Look at that. Look at how freaking far the Earth is away from that.
You might be slightly over the 400-foot AGL.
That is a Boeing project. Don't let it fool you. They can't make freaking commercial aircraft, but they can make secret shit.
Well, I mean, if they fail, nobody would ever know. You know, they only say they did it after they did it successfully.
Exactly.
You don't know how many times they failed before that.
How many actual times did they really use it? Anyway, I was very impressed with that image. That literally looks like an image from the moon. That's what it reminds me of, is an image from the moon.
Well,
I'm trying to find glasses.
Johnny rejoined us. Johnny, did you wake up now?
There we go.
He came in earlier and probably had to take a nap. But
yeah,
Johnny is here, I'm gonna plug him and his new poster a little bit, because they did a pretty good job on their poster for our next meetup down there. So
that's the plan.
I'm sure everybody here has seen it already, but I'm gonna put it up here anyway for everybody to see again. If you want one and you go into the meetup, get with Johnny, he'll sell them to you.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, it's a nice poster. I may have to buy one and have you send it to me. His granddaughter Gracie did that.
That's nice.
So,
very, very, very colorful and appropriate.
So, anyway. So iFlight has some new FPV quads out.
Let's look.
I want to share that.
Let's check them out.
The Cine Flow 5046 SHD. SH, I don't know what the hell that stands for. Shaking head.
The Cine Flow.
So, yeah, there's two versions of that. So we have the Cineflow 5, and then they have the Cine LR 7. And I'm actually kind of interested, but I may see. I've already bought motors and flight controller and everything for that 7-inch frame. But there's a good chance I might just buy this 7-inch frame instead and slap an 04 on it.
Hey, they don't mess around with the cost right there. They are pricey.
Well, iFlight always is.
But it is a 7-inch. It's not like you're looking at a tiny A tiny whoop
Well,
there.
I mean, iFlight always is a little bit on the higher end, but they also look like they also have to look to back up the. I mean, they've got the side panels and all that stuff. So apparently, Jack Rabbit's seen the astronauts waving. So
Good.
I did read an article about those two that were stranded up there for 6 months. And do you know how much back pay they get for being on that space station for whatever lengths of time they were up there?
Just enough to freaking recover from almost a year of not having body weight on your legs. I mean,
Not even. They're getting like $4 a day. So for their trip, it's like $1,004 that they're getting. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure they got their regular pay, but they didn't get no, travel allowance or anything. So, yeah, I don't know how many months they were stuck up there, but they were up there for a while. And NASA is very much denying the fact that they were stuck up there. They just had an extended stay.
they just sent the backboard into the spacecraft with the neck thing. Somebody freaking had a heart. I didn't see it go. I didn't see it hit, but it did land in the ocean. So
Just think if they got 62 cents a mile, yeah, that would be a fair paycheck. But that 62 cents a mile goes to Elon because he's doing the driving. It's the space Uber.
let's get there.
Well, you can't get the TV working. You need to hook up that TV to your computer. Just get a long enough HDMI cable and string it over there, and
I got enough crap hanging out of my computer right now.
hook it into your video card, and have it for an extra monitor.
There's been a lot of thought that went into just what I did, and I am it's well, it could be you get a wireless monitor, you can go that way.
I'm pretty sure they have internet up there, but I'm also fairly certain it's highly monitored what they get to use it for. Maybe they take one of them Starlink dishes with them, pop it in the window.
Yeah, it's
eons ago, I used to install satellite dishes, right?
I'm like, yep.
And I get to go over to this guy's house to install him a satellite dish. And he's got all this NASA crap on the wall. And he's got all these little models on shelves around the house. I mean, he was totally into this whole NASA thing. And that was shortly after they splashed that first Mars thing onto the surface because they forget to do the whole conversion from metric to imperial.
Yes.
Yeah. And, me and my big mouth couldn't help myself. I said, well, have you heard the latest from NASA? And he's like, well, what are you talking about? I work for NASA. I should know everything. I'm like, well, I just heard there's no intelligent life at NASA.
So you made friends quick.
Well, luckily he was an engineer with a sense of humor. So but yeah.
He was.
So what are we thinking of the 7-inch? I mean, that looks kind of slick.
No, it's a cruiser, man. like I said, with the 04, and then you put different antennas on there, just,
Well, no, they got different antennas on there. They've got the.
Now, do you need to have antennas that long on there? Could you get away with the shorter variety?
Well, what they're doing is stubbing the antenna up high to where your own quad won't be in the way of the signal traveling back to you. Right? Because if you just have a little stubby antenna, let's take this here for an extreme example. And you got your battery sitting in front of here, and you get up a little higher. You get up a little higher. I need to turn this trekking thing off. There we go. And then the battery is between you and the antenna, so that's not going to work so hot.
Right.
So they're just kicking out the antenna to where you're not getting in your own way. Which makes sense, and then it does work. So, and what antennas do I have on here? Does it say 2809 motors, 7.5-inch props?
Jackrabbit said we have a hatchling coming out of the SpaceX Dragon.
Ah. Yeah, it just says dual antennas. It doesn't give any specs on the antennas. Let's see. So they have their.
Let's see if I can get a better picture here.
Okay, yeah, these are more than likely they got the left-hand circular polarized antenna on there. The Albatross. Albatross is a good antenna. And that's 100 mil, so that's not sticking out all that far. So
now that's 6 something. I'm looking at, boy, there's a lot of different prices on that one. From 670
to Cineflow, or are you looking at the Cine long range?
Let's see. Maybe I'm missing the Cineflow is 533. Yeah. Cineflow 633. But that's Banggood and all these other, that's.
Yeah, no.
Who knows if it shows up good. Let's go to the official store. There we go. Just like get a better image here. Here we go. Yeah, the long range is $799. Oh, yeah. But it's carrying a brick.
Yeah, you put a full cent 8,000 milliamp hour 6S lithium ion battery in it. It's gonna
that's gonna hurt.
Weight there.
That's gonna hurt if it hits you in the head.
That's gonna leave a mark. That is gonna leave a mark. Where's that puppy? Here we go. Weighs 896 grams.
Oh, yeah. That's basically a
2 pounds.
Yeah, that's basically a Mavic 4, or a big, full size Mavic drone is about that much, 800 grams.
And then you need the drone itself. And what does that thing weigh in? It's 770 without battery. So we got 770 plus 896. That's roughly about 3.5 pounds.
It's a fat mama.
Yeah, there's going to be some mass to that thing.
What's amazing is when you fly something that big. I mean, I've been close, but not quite 6 inch. And what's amazing is how smooth something that big flies. They fly they're so big and graceful.
This one's actually a 7.5 because it jumps with 7.5-inch props.
You get them giant props, man, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, the frame for this thing is available. It's in a long-range frame kit. There we go. $116. Given all the pretty shit that comes with it, I'd say that's not too bad. Oh, they even give you the pigtails. They even give you the pigtails for the air unit. So that's not too bad a deal.
Yeah, that's let's see, motor.
Third astronaut is out.
$37 per motor. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I bought 28. What's I say on here? Where are the specs at? 2809. I think I bought 2807s. I don't even know where the hell I got them right now. But
RDQ's got a bunch of they're selling print parts.
if you're looking to buy print parts,
oh no, never. That's why I got a printer.
Well, if you're looking to buy print parts, like high quality print parts, that Brain 3D. Matter of fact, Scott, if you need any of those skip plates that go under the Catalyst Machine Works shocker frame, Brain 3D sells all those parts. Brain 3D still carries. And a lot of those parts, the STL files, are not readily available. Even though Catalyst Machine Works is gone by the wayside, unfortunately, they did not release the STL files to their shit. Which would have been a good move, because then we could have just gone to CNC Drones or CNC Madness up in Canada and have them cut us replacement parts. So,
speaking of parts,
well, you do have Scott, you do have the antenna holder in the kit. It's in there with it for single antenna. Now, if you want to add GPS and all that, then you have to get a hold of Brain 3D and have them print you one. I thought you bought all Fire TVs, and here you are was a Roku TV. What's up with that?
That one? I didn't buy that recently. That's been around. That's one that keeps moving around my house. It got here by default. I have an Amazon TV that I put in one of the rooms, but I wanted it to fit inside of an armoire. And this one was in another space, and I had to flip them around. I took the small one, stuck it in the small, so it could be closed up. And then I need to get rid of those freaking giant wooden things in those rooms, but my wife refuses to let me. She doesn't want to part with anything. So I'm like, all right. Your daughter could want that someday. I'm like, no, she doesn't want our old crap. But anyway, that back. All right, I think we're good now. Yeah, I'm not this TV's not too bad. There you go.
Cool. Scott, here's all the parts for Catalyst Machine Works that Brain 3D has. Here's your GPS mount for the front. Here's the GPS and crossfire antenna or Express LS antenna. You squeeze that in here.
Brain 3D. I looked for that. I got everything but his website. You can imagine the crap I got.
So, yeah. No, Brain 3D, brain3d.com. Here, I'll drop that in the chat for you. So you have it. What else was new? Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but Matt's Tech, he broke off the little intermediate connector on the back of the 04 light camera. And he sourced a new part and got the new part, and it actually, matched the old part. So he took the camera apart with hot air instead of soldering iron, and then he cleaned everything out and took the excess and did a really thorough job of replacing the part and got the new one soldered on there and everything nice and pretty, and he's going to plug it in. Turns out his hot air gun that he used for the soldering on the backside, the hot air got around the other side of the board and melted the lens on the camera. So he did get an image. It wasn't a good one, very blurry one, because the lens had melted, but he did get it fixed, sort of. So now he's going to do a lens mount, and that's been going around already with other people because of the severe or the super small field of view on the light. Yeah, I've got two dogs going haywire over an ambulance.
I'm like listening, going, is that Steve out there? What's he doing? Is he eating a little dog right now?
Yeah. Hang on for a second. I'm going to have to yell at them. Be quiet.
Oh, like Kai's away. As you can see, this is this is actually I goofed around with the camera and I hooked up my old Insta360. So that's the wide angle, massive, massive lens. So yeah, not good for web camera unless you want to show an entire freaking neighborhood. Kind of fun though. The big
We
view
see everything with that.
makes my room look small.
Actually, makes your room look bigger.
Like ginormous. You can see that I don't have my 3D printer's not in here right now. I had to move it out to move things around. Now I don't know where I'm going to put it. It probably is going to go right there, but it's got the problem is since they mounted, I've got to get the mounting kit to put the dry box on the top because that's the only thing that makes sense. But then it's huge, so we'll see how we'll see what I do.
Well, put on a small table under your TV.
That's where I put it before, but it's too far away. So yeah, I just don't. It's just anyway. When you make a change or something, it just screws everything up, and that's
howdy, drone shots. Now you can make it.
And this is the Brio, which I can't do any adjusting to.
Well, you need to get the link to.
This is an exact example why you need the link to right here.
Yeah, you need the link to.
Because you move over here, the link to is still tracking you.
Yeah.
You got the whole freaking kit and caboodle of tracking. I'm gonna do a little setting change. So this is the camera the lens of this camera kicks butt. This is a Leica. I told you I'm switching everything over. I'm moving away from DJI, taking a step back. So Insta360 will be my.
Has anyone ordered a drone direct from GepRC?
I have, but it's been 5 years.
Ordered on a 7, still no drone. Well, that is a little optimistic too.
Yeah, you got to understand it's coming from China.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, you gotta. That's the long game. Anything you order that's in any of these companies, it's the long game.
Well, do you have tracking information? He says it comes from Korea.
Ah, they're going by the way of Korea.
Yeah. It does not show any update. So when was the last update? On the 13th. And what was that? Did it say they were loading it, or what was the last? Just that label was printed. So yeah. Ouch. Yeah, this is gonna test your patience.
There you go. Did you see that?
I mean, GepRC is definitely one of the more trustworthy outfits out there. Yeah, do we
Did you
need all that?
did you notice that my camera auto zoomed?
Do we need all that? All this double trouble?
That's not bad. Let's see. Let's see the delay. Here's the delay.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of delay.
And that's about 5 seconds. There it
There
is.
you go.
Come on, you got to have fun. You got to have fun with that.
Yeah, if they create a label on the 13th, it may not even have shipped out yet. That was on Thursday. Yeah, it may not even have left the factory yet.
I ordered a camera from Insta360, and I don't know where they're pulling their stock from, but that's technically like ordering from DJI, and it's still on its way. So it's gonna be a week minimum for me. At least a week.
DJI has warehouse all over the US. So
This one was warehoused in New York, so we'll see. Anything from New York takes 6 days for me. 5 days, 6 days.
yeah, unless they get it on a plane.
Yep, that is the.
Y'all play nicely there in the chat. Yeah, and then I guess we need to talk about T-Motor for a minute. Because T-Motor's parent company is now on the banned list by the Department of Commerce. So T-Motor products are no longer allowed to be imported into the US. So that really sucks because I really like that P1604 Pacer motor for my lightweight builds. Darn it. But yeah, so T-Motor, hopefully they will find a way to rename themselves, because that's the most likely course of action is going to happen. They're going to rename themselves to a different company, maybe change their product around a little bit, and start selling it under a new name. There was a name floated, a T-Hobby, which, yeah, T-Hobby, but the commerce ban actually names the parent company a T-Motor. What are you crawling under the desk for? Baby, no, don't. Leave me alone. You saw it here first. Dad crawling under the desk.
I've lost the. I don't have power going to my computer right now. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You don't have power going to your computer right now?
No, it's on battery.
Well, you must have power in the house where the TV wouldn't be working.
Well, no, it's has something to do with my power source coming in from the going into the. What I need to do is just hook it up with a regular computer adapter. But I don't have that. I was powering it through the USB-C.
Well, T-Motor got caught selling product to Russia. Well, I don't even want to get into all the freaking politics, but did they sell
Yeah.
directly or did they buy through a third party? I mean,
Yeah, it's a gosh, how do we go from a hobby being fun and to now
yeah,
we've got international incidents going on about the hobby. You started out with a bunch of dudes flying drones. Now we got international, you know, crazy stuff.
Jake Wright wants to know what that frame in the background is.
The
That big,
frame.
the big 6 prop frame right there on
Oh,
the.
that frame. That is obviously it's a hexacopter frame. That it was once I built that one on the top there. There's that one there. I was going to make a big hexacopter with that cool frame, and I never got to it. It's a nice frame. It's aluminum. Freaking thing is tight. It's a nice frame. It's got little bug freaking. I forget how many centimeters. It's huge. So it looks cool though. It's a monster.
Yeah, well, you got whacked in the head was that thing. That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, I bought the frame and then like, all right, I'm going to build around it, and could still happen. It'd probably be easier now. Heck of a lot easier now that uh, that drone parts are the way they are. But you just use this one. You need a iNav, or you're gonna have to use some kind of or Audra Pilot. Fly this thing. But it's cool. I just love what it looks like. I think it's pretty sweet. Just the way it is.
Speaking of frames, I'm always on the lookout for different frames. And now that Scott got my Catalyst Machine Works, I kind of need to find another frame to play with. And I come across this here recently.
Ooh, what's that?
Acer 2. And here's the different frame. And they've got 4-inch dead cat, 4-inch X frame, 5-inch dead cat, and X frame, and 6-inch dead cat and X frame. But there is a battery tray back here for 18650 batteries. And apparently you can set this up, to whatever floats your boat. Here you see it even better. So this one would be a 2S build. You got the flight controller on top. You got GPS on top. There's something here that looks rather interesting to me. So I may order the frame. Yeah, you just snap in some 18650 cells into this puppy.
Wow.
And I do have some 2S motors laying around, 1404. So they're a little light. So I need to have a very small frame. I think 1404 Might be a little light for this 4-inch, but it may just do the trick. So there's something to think about, something to play with. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. You got mounting for flight controller there. You got space for extra stuff back here, and then the camera goes underneath, which really, that really looks like an interesting design.
All foam in the front there, so you can run it into stuff.
That's not foam. That's TPU.
Oh, it looks kind of like foam. The way it's been.
No, that's all TPU. This whole top you print, this bottom part you print.
Okay.
The only thing you're getting is the carbon fiber plate in the middle. Everything else you print out for yourself. So, and instead of using their trays, I got a tray laying around here that's good for 2 18650 cells that I could plop in here instead of using theirs. So this might be something interesting to play with, yeah. And it's definitely not expensive because what, the 4-inch frame is $23. So
yeah, good number for a build like that. Big kit.
Yeah.
Budget friendly.
So there's some. Oh, here's the voice of reason. Did you feed Steve?
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. I about got to go feed our two too. So.
Uh-oh. It's time to feed the boys.
Well, we have one each. One boy and one girl.
I'm just looking for a number to build out that drone over there. A number I'm getting is about $450 or $500 for a 680 build to 880. That's how big you'd have to have parts for a 880 or a 650, a 660, 680 or a 880. That's big, dude. When you test fly something that big, you're just like, because if you land bad, it's just there's so much weight.
You don't have to call ATC yet, do you?
Yeah, it's just but you can get a kit with the flight controller for about $450 with an Ardu pilot or the Quadcopter stuff. The Pixhawk 248 that's got the Pixhawk controller, everything's plug and play, and then you have to set it up with a PC. It's actually kind of fun to do.
And Chris Hope is here. Howdy, fella. Chris Hope made it, and Jack Rabbit looks like everything is exposed. I mean, the frame itself is carbon fiber, so the arms and all that is a one-piece plate. So you don't break an arm. If you break an arm, you don't replace an arm. You replace the whole plate. But I mean, something like that, I'll probably just order 2 frames, and then everything else is just I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit. They do have an extensive build guide for this thing, so do they have a website listed somewhere? Because that was the other thing I was wanting to find. You got source files, you got 3D files. I don't know. But it definitely falls under the unusual kind of frame. What about the electronics? The electronics is sitting on top of the frame, and then you got a 3D printed part over the top of it. So if you print that out of like PLA Plus or something, I don't think you'd have any problems with that. What do they want you to print the parts out of? Let's go over here. What do they have? They print their stuff out of lightweight ASA. And I don't know, it might just be, this could be fun. Here, I'll just wet that on here. Let's see, I'll make it a little bigger. There. So, yeah, filament material, lightweight ASA. I got the DXF files for the carbon frame. Universal battery mount. They say you get 20-minute flight time on two 3,000 milliamp hour lithium ion 18650 batteries. That's actually pretty damn good.
Wow.
I don't think you're going to fly this thing very aggressively.
Endurance, that's the key word there. 3,000. 2S to 8S universal battery.
I mean, you hang an 8S battery off of the bottom of that, you be looking some monster motors to go with it. You probably have to go to a 6-inch frame for that, but
Now my dog's crying.
because he wants fed.
And the door's shut. No, he's pissed because he wants to go outside. The design is cool, man. It just has a very unique design. I mean, it's very different. You just don't see too many different things.
Yeah, I think I may just try this and
Stick an 04
frame.
Stick an 04 unit on that sucker. Or whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a whatever. You can get away with all of them with that thing.
You might have to just design a different antenna mount, because if I put an 04 on here, 04 Pro, then I have dual antennas to deal with. But I don't know that I would want to print this. And the top part, I probably would want to print that in lightweight ASA, but the two pieces on the other side of the camera, I'd probably try to PLA Plus or some other, something a bit more rigid than that. They put little TPU pieces between the motors and the frame to deal with dampening.
Well, that's a good idea.
You definitely will need to use Loctite on that configuration.
I'm surprised the more drone, I mean, obviously that gives you slippage, but that's kind of a cool way of dampening some motor, vibration. That's kind of
well, an old school way of dampening the motors, put a couple layers of electrical tape on top of the arm and then put the motor on top of the electrical tape, and use the electrical tape
as a vibration dampener.
As a dampener. So here they have camera mounts and the canopy.
It's just cool that you got all those parts that you can customize the colors and
yeah. Wonder why they don't have the antenna mount posted for that. That's kind of interesting. So. Here, I'll need to stop that, and we need to share the right screen. There we go. So, I mean, it's an interesting concept.
It's different. That's like I say, we don't get much different. We don't get many companies that are trying to do things, just a little unique.
Oh, Bob's under the weather. Z-Pack and the Mod steroid. Still no taste and smell. Well, that's not always the worst thing. But anyway, yeah. Now this fits under the strange. There's still that freaking Desert Falcon frame that I'm thinking about too.
Yeah, I just need and I'll be saying this probably for a while. I just need a frame for my little, like another 20 or 25, 2.5 for that 04 light. I just want to. I want to put it in a full on another drone instead of maybe I'm hoping like Darwin or Sub 250. These guys come up with a frame that's 04 friendly. It's still everything's 03, 03, 03.
Yeah. this Dead Falcon 6-inch, it's still that one still has me intrigued too. So
does that have? Yeah, that's got the foldable design.
it's not foldable, no.
Oh, it's just the way it's just got a wing over design. That's actually pretty. I like the balance of a wing over like that, where the weight is centered low, and to me that just gives you a little bit more battery stability. When you put all that weight on top, it creates that top heaviness. That's something that hasn't really
the
been
battery
done much.
goes on top on this thing. But I guess you really could put it either. But the battery goes on the tail end of that, behind everything. So there's some unique designs out there, that's for sure. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't strap freaking battery to the bottom of this and get rid of these legs that are under it, because those legs don't look like they'll last too long. So some to play with. But anyway, is it taco time yet?
Yeah, it'll be pretty soon. It's either that or my computer's going to turn off. I got one or the other.
Well, I think we'll just call it good at this point.
This camera's got it should be auto zooming, and it's not. Huh, interesting. That camera there is 5 years old, man. That is crazy. Crazy. This is the same technology that they're experimenting with to get your camera that you're using right now. The module for that is only this big, Kai. It's freaking like 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. It's tiny.
No, you got the camera module, you got you got the lens module, you got the camera module, and you got the battery, right?
Right. Yeah, the battery and it's got the bigger battery in it. You bought for I think it was like $299, where you could buy what they call the what the heck do they call it? The Super View or whatever. It just has a bigger standard Leica lens, and I have no idea what the size is of that. But I think it's got a very nice smooth picture. But I like you have software to control your light. I can't control the camera whatsoever unless I use aftermarket software. And that's what's nice about. I'm definitely going to go with the Link too. I think there's just too many good things about what it does for what you're doing right now, the live stream wise. It's nice to zoom in once in a while. It's nice to be able to open up once in a while. It's nice to get, autofocus. It's nice to get a little bit of tracking, just a small amount, especially somebody that moves around as much as me. Well, but then you can lock it in, right? Can you tap lock it?
Well, I got the tracking turned off right now, but I can turn it off.
Now to turn it off, can't you just turn the tracking off like with a tap?
Yeah, you can.
You're using the app, right?
Yeah, I've got the app here on the.
Yeah, it's just good. The colors are nice. I'm just saying, Insta360, I'm very impressed with what they do. Oh, cool. There we go.
Control right here.
Nice.
But while I'm in the OSB, I don't get a preview and this.
Right. No, I can see the controls and stuff.
There, I do the zoom in and zoom out, and
yeah, the Brio app allows for a lot of basic functional control. So this is the Brio. You can move the framing around, but it's all manual. There's no, there's no auto. And then you can adjust the image, and then you can go HDR. HDR is, turn off and on. So you got all that. But
yeah, I can turn on the auto tracking by
with your hand gesture?
and then hold it back up, and then it stops. And then there's a whiteboard feature that's another, and zoom.
Oh, you can overlay whiteboard? That's cool.
There's no whiteboard is if you have a whiteboard behind you that you're trying to focus on, it'll focus onto the whiteboard rather than you.
Oh, okay, I got you. So it'll find, so if you're instructing and you're doing some kind of Zoom meeting or something, that's cool.
So
see, I got autofocus. See how that?
yeah.
I mean, you can see my image. You'll autofocus out. But yeah, the Brio was a great camera, but it needs to be moved. Like I said, I'll say it 3 months before I actually do it. You know me.
I do have a Logitech for my look down camera, and that picture is just too fuzzy.
Yeah, you gotta no. Yeah, that's the old 922 or 920.
922, yeah.
Yeah, those were good. They were great 1080p cameras. And the one my down angle camera here is actually one I should just put up. I mean, because that thing it's got backlighting and all that, for dark rooms. It's a great camera. I hate like I said, it's such a small change to change over. It's almost, sometimes it's just not worth it. But it's like every tech, it gets old and then you have to update it, and you gotta Speedy Bee, man, they've got a frame that I like, but it's just not it's not 04 yet.
Well, I'm kind of eyeing the AOS frames too, because he's gone pretty clever about his 04 compatibility on those. Basically, the two metal frames that he's got for the camera, you actually turn them over, swap them over, which kicks the mount out, which gives them enough room to come up with an adapter.
That's pretty clever.
That was a pretty slick way to adapt to it, and that's why all of his frames are already 04 compatible.
Yeah, that's pretty clever way of dealing with that freaking crap camera issue. I just like that kind of that the Helion's got a really cool design, for the frame and how it's integrated. I like that integration. I like when it doesn't look like a motor's strapped onto a freaking Cinewhoop frame. I like it integrated.
Hold everything. Guess who just showed up?
Oh boy.
Ben T in the house. He made it. Just in time for us to leave again.
Yep. Yeah, I got my taco call, so it's kind of like Ben is a taco freaking magnet. Ben, we like you. We wish you would show up earlier.
Yeah.
I understand that your life is more important, but I don't know. We're pretty important here.
Yeah, he's got that JOB thing, and
yeah, that's okay. It's okay to have a JOB. I like having a JOB. It's better than not having one. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That would really suck. I wouldn't. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I can. I'm not retiring material.
Well, you have to get tired in the first place to retire.
That's true.
All right.
Can I before we go, can I tell you a good student story?
Of course.
Okay, girl comes in. I'm starting a lecture. Girl comes in late. Okay, and I'm very sarcastic. Comes in late, and she's like really a kind of just a nice person. She just is not like quick mentally. Okay, so she comes in and she's late, and I'm like, all right, I got to hear this. Okay, why are you late? She's like, I had a flat tire. And I'm like, oh, what? Because it's true. She did have a flat. So I had to put air in my tire. It was getting low, and I'm like, okay, we just got back from a week and a half off of school. Okay, how can you still have a hole in your tire? Is this new? She goes, no, I've had it for like 3 months.
All righty then.
She's gonna marry somebody someday.
Yeah.
Super sweet, super nice.
What's that strange looking horseshoe on my dashboard that's lit up?
I've had a hole in it for 3 months. And I'm like, I'm almost to the point where if I hear it still, I'm gonna show up to school with one of those kits, and I'm gonna go down there and fix it because it'll never get fixed.
Nah, no.
It's just got
drag her down to the Mexican tire shop. So like around
it's
here,
got
we
a
get
screw
these.
in it. It's probably got a screw in it. Did you notice? Have you ever seen those new kits where you literally have a rubber screw? It's a rubber screw, and that is the greatest thing ever. Take the other screw out, put some glue in there, and done. It's fixed.
I got the plug kit in my truck.
Yeah, I just fixed. I just drove over 1,000 miles on a plug on my car.
Yeah.
Right before we left, we had a slow leak, and I had a screw in there. I mean, literally, it was just screwed in. I unscrewed it out and threw a plug. And it was cold too.
I picked up a screw on the rear tire of my motorcycle before, and I put a plug in that sumbitch too.
Anything
Really?
to save me $300.
All right.
All righty, man. I think it's time to hit the road.
If you could hit the thumbs up on the bottom, please, as we're leaving. And,
3 months.
We've got. So I'm at 296 subscribers, and we need to get me at 300. How the hell are we gonna do that? I mean, I've noticed next month I'm actually going on to 5 years of YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm at. I'm definitely in that same range.
Yeah, but you actually post stuff. I just do live streams.
Still, it's a long time.
So, anywho,
all right, man.
It is time to go.
Yes, it is.
Drone shot since 2007. Well, there's no more temporary insanity for you.
Good battery on this computer, man. I'm at 43% still. Dang, that's been good. The last 60 to 43%. It's been about 45 minutes. Running a live stream.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Very impressed. Now I just got to hook up I got to hook up its little I have to figure out why I'm not getting power is what I got to figure out.
Yoo-hoo, James, hook me up with another. So we're 297. Yeah, it is time to say good night. It's time to feed the animals and ourselves. So Any more words of wisdom from Dad?
Nope. I think I'm going to do a live stream Friday. I do have those show up finally.
Oh boy.
You know how long it freaking took to get these?
Throwing stars.
It's like freaking 2 weeks to get these damn things.
Yeah, well,
It's plastic little 2 weeks.
Well, they may have been on back order.
You know those are going to be the quietest props ever.
Well, if you take all the extra junk off of the Neo.
Well, you know what? I bought those freaking red props, and then they came out with orange. Now, orange and blue. I'm like, what? I would have never bought those red props. You know me. I want orange props. No.
Well,
I'm stuck.
Next holiday come around, place your order for your orange.
No, I'm not going to spend another $15 for freaking props that aren't going to make a difference.
But they're
they
orange.
Better?
They're orange.
Air screw.
They're orange.
Let's compare the two.
Yeah.
Well,
you do that.
You do that.
Then, we'll see y'all next week, same time, same place, where we'll be the both of us again. So
yeah.
Until then, y'all be safe out there. There's crazy people.
All righty. We'll see you later, Kai.
I'll see you. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye.